How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff, not just Jujutsu Kaisen. We cover plenty of manga on the channel, so stick around, check it out, see if anything else catches your interest. But with that being said, we got to get into the video because we got chapter 172 today, and we get to finish up the fight between Megumi and Reggie, and it was hype, and it was great, and I loved it, so we got to get into it. So, picking up where we left off, they're both literally getting crushed to death as we speak. And we go over the fact that humans typically pass out between 5 and 6 Gs of force. Megumi is currently undergoing 40 Gs of force due to the 2.4, kilograms, tons, whatever it is, that is trying to crush him to death right now. That is well being sustained mainly by him crouching to go into a good body posture and then reinforcing his body, starting with the lower body as the most important, considering your legs support the weight. Of course. And yeah, he starts there, goes up, uses the cursed energy to reinforce himself, and allows himself to carry that weight. Unfortunately for Reggie, he is supporting anywhere from slightly more to over double what Megumi is supporting. And to top it all off, in Megumi's favor, Reggie also has fractured his heel and fibula. Fibula? I can't remember either way. The big bone in your leg. Either way, it makes it harder to hold stuff up, to say the least. Anyway, yeah, they're both in really shitty situations, but Reggie just a little bit more. Anyway, getting into what we do from here, Reggie still has a trump card, and he does state that even though he got splashed with some water, his trump card is okay. We go over this more later in the chapter. It is the fact that Reggie uses receipts and he burns them up with cursed energy to reproduce them or do whatever. So if they get too wet, he can't do that. Being very wet can also ruin the ink on them, but as long as it doesn't ruin the ink, then it's still good to go. As long as they dry out, he can then burn them up again. But, well, yeah, there you go. Anyway, so, he mentions he's still good. Trump card is still a go. He also is sitting there thinking about the fact that what's going on with the shadows? If I get sucked into the shadows, can I breathe? Can I float? Do I just sink? What goes on? It's like a liquid. They're kind of like a liquid. So that's why he's going along those lines of thought. He also thinks, wait a minute. If he dies and I get stuck in there when he dies, am I in there forever? No. Okay, I don't want to find out. We're not going in there. That is way too risky. All right, screw it. Let's do it. Trump card, and he pulls out his trump card and tries to reproduce it, but at the last second, whoop, there he goes right into the shadows. And yeah, there is no friction, resistance, nothing allowing you to swim. You just sink further and further into dark shadows. There's no oxygen, you can't breathe, you can't swim, you can't do nothing. It is terrifying to think about. But luckily for Reggie, there were some cars down there. The same cars that are currently weighing Megumi down and trying to crush him. Luckily for Megumi, Reggie actually uses one of those cars to send himself back up to the surface. Typically, the things that Reggie reproduces will disappear after he gives them a command, but he hadn't given the cars a command. He didn't want them to disappear, he just wanted them to weigh down Megumi. So, using that allowed him to survive, but also lessened the weight on Megumi. However, this means Reggie is no longer underneath Max Elephant, allowing him to use his trump card once and for all. So, intending to do the same thing he did with the cars previously, Reggie intends to do with a house now, and tries to crush Megumi with a house. A 2-story house. That was wild. But Megumi decided to slip into his shadows, I assume travel underneath of Reggie, and then at the last second, before the house crushed him by, falling into the shadow, because if it falls into the shadow, he supports the weight. Even if he is in the shadow, I believe that rule still applies. So, yeah, right at the last second, Megumi undoes the domain. So the house crashes through the floor, sending him and Reggie crashing into the pool that was below the gymnasium the entire time, because remember, that's where we were, was a gymnasium. So yeah, there's a pool underneath there. All of a sudden, Reggie finds himself in water. He's like, oh god, no, am I in the shadows again? Wait, no, this is actual water. What? Why? Hang on, what? Eventually, they both get out, and now it is down to Reggie versus Megumi in a 1v1 fight. Just, I shouldn't say 1v1 fight, it was a 1v1. How do I put this? Bare knuckle brawl. A bare knuckle brawl, okay? Yeah, so Reggie has his receipts all wet and whatnot. So yeah, Megumi and Reggie start going back and forth. I mean, they're just going at it. Megumi has his sword, Reggie just has his cursed energy. So once again, props to Reggie for going this hard against somebody who has a sword and you don't. But yeah, so they're going at it back and forth, and eventually, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Cone Totality literally just takes out Reggie's entire shoulder / ear. Just gone. Out of there. And yeah, needless to say after that, fight's pretty much over and Megumi wins. So yeah, Cone Totality, #1, bestest good boy. So yeah, what Reggie said about lying, sorcerer's always lying, turns out that truly is what determined the outcome of the fight in the end was Megumi's probably longest lie throughout this entire battle. The lie that Cone Totality was done for, or at least had to heal up. Turns out it was fine the entire time, and that was Megumi's true trump card even if the domain failed. I absolutely love how Megumi just plays like 7D chess when he fights. Like, it kind of reminds me of Naruto fights where a lot of times it would come down to somebody having a jutsu that the other one didn't know about and them saving it or just outsmarting the other person. Megumi does that all the time. He saves stuff, outsmarts people, hides things where people can't see or where they don't think about. I absolutely love it, and I absolutely love the way Gege Akutami puts it all into play. This was absolutely phenomenal. I never lost faith that Megumi was going to lose. I always figured Megumi was going to win. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to take this long. Reggie has gained so much respect. I'm honestly glad we have no idea what's going on with Remy yet. I'm really glad she didn't show up to just fuck up the end of the fight, let's be honest. Yeah, that was nice. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the chapter. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.